Do employers have to give employees time off to vote in the US? If you're asking that question, you probably fall into one of two categories. Either one, you're an employee trying to figure out if you can take time off work tomorrow, or two, you're an employer trying to figure out what do we have to give our employees. I'll talk about the second category. Because in the US, there's no federal voting leave law, so there's nothing across the board for employers like this. So, like a lot of employment laws, it's on a state by state basis. Whether employees are legally entitled to take leave off, whether that leave is paid or unpaid, whether an employee may technically have to give you notice on Monday that they're going to vote on Tuesday, it's a whole patchwork. And so the trap that a lot of employers will fall into is this mindset of what do we have to do by law? So they may reach out to employment counsel. Hey, send me a summary of all the different laws of everywhere we are. What do we have to do? Who's entitled to leave and not? Well, one thing, employment lawyers now can charge $1,500, $2,000 an hour, so be prepared to pay for that. You can also look online for a lot of resources. Well, not specific legal advice, but a lot of articles that will talk about state by state and what the laws are there. But thinking of it from that what do we have to do by law mindset isn't always a win. It's often not. I like to bring the approach of what can you do that's a win-win? Because as an employer, one thing to know is in the most recent census data, the number one reason cited by registered voters who did not vote was having school or work conflicts. Because voting here is on a Tuesday, so for a lot of people, that's their work day. So instead of having this chart that you've paid a lot of money for and telling people on a different basis, oh, these people are entitled to time off, these people aren't, did they send in that notice? Having everyone spend time, money, and energy on that, thinking about having a policy where everyone across the board, if they're scheduled to work, can take that time off with pay and encouraging that. That's something that you can choose to do as an employer. It can often help to create this issue where people don't feel like, oh, I would vote, but I don't want to ask my boss for time off. Thinking about what you can do.